One is coming in from the big tech segment. Well, Google's parent Alphabet is well on track to hit a new milestone. The tech giant is all set to join the premium league of companies with a valuation of over $4 trillion. But which are the other companies which are already in the club and what's driving Alphabet's rally? My colleague Shibani is now joining in with more details. Shibani?
Forget million, billion dollar companies. Forget trillion dollar companies. Right now, 4 of the most powerful tech titans are battling in a league of their own, the 4 trillion club. Yes, Alphabet may be the quickest to reach within just 21 years, riding on the back of its search and Gemini AI services. And if it is also clear that this race to $4 trillion is fundamentally a battle between the ultimate AI infrastructure builders and also the established software and ecosystem giants. To give you a better understanding, I will talk about each of these one by one. Now, starting with the one who did it first, of course, is Nvidia. Now, it closed above $4 trillion mark on July 10, 2025. It took them astonishingly only 26 years from their IPO to do so. Their rapid climb is purely a factor of being the AI infrastructure king. The evidence is overwhelming also in their recent Q3 fiscal 2026 results. Now, Nvidia's revenue was a record $57 billion, up by 62% year over year. That growth is purely driven, in fact, by one thing. It is the data center. Next up, we have the cloud and software titans, which is, of course, your Microsoft and then Google, the Alphabet. In fact, Google, who is adapting at a lightning fast pace to this changing tech climate. Microsoft briefly touched that $4 trillion, the elusive $4 trillion mark in July 2025. Their valuation is, of course, powered by Azure and their OpenAI partnerships. Of course, Alphabet, meanwhile, is sitting on top of its massively profitable search business while pouring resources into AI. In Q3 itself, Q3 2025, Alphabet achieved its first ever $100 billion quarter, hitting $102.3 billion in consolidated revenue. Their spending, in fact, is even more aggressive than Microsoft's. They now expect 2025 capital expenditures be in the range of $91 billion to $93 billion. And finally, there is Apple. And it's the latest to hit the $4 trillion mark on October 28, 2025. Their path is a little different from others, built on, in fact, ecosystem and services, powerful, in fact, services division, and not just purely the AI frenzy. While not growing at an explosive rate of the other AI companies, Apple continues to generate vast, consistent cash flow from, of course, their iPhone ecosystem and its recurring revenue stream. To sum it up, the core risk is stark. Is this a sustainable, hyper-productive AI era, or a valuation bubble priced for perfection? The cloud titans, Microsoft and Alphabet, of course, are betting $100 billion in annual capex. Win by capturing enterprise AI market going forward. Nvidia, in fact, is betting big on that GPU monopoly that they have and will enable it to profit regardless of which cloud titan prevails. Meanwhile, Apple is taking it slow. Apple is riding on enduring power of its $111 billion annual cash flow and, of course, their financial discipline. So, the battle for world's most valuable company is a wager on whose story, the AI growth engine, the infrastructure bet, or a profitable ecosystem will ultimately prove more resilient.
All right. Well, Shibani, thank you very much for putting that story into context for us. Definitely, it is all about trillion-dollar companies now, because the 4 of the world's most popular tech titans, rather powerful tech titans, are now in a league of their own. They have reached $4 trillion worth of a valuation. In fact, Alphabet, amongst all of those companies, has been the quickest to reach that within just 20 years, and that by riding on the back of its search and Gemini AI services. Well, with that,